We're at Auchenhalrig. Not in the same spot we were at last time, which we're looking at. Just down that track, about 40 yards, and turn left. We're over the road in a slightly larger, less enclosed spot, but with more protection from the trees because there's some mucky weather coming. Welcome to this weekend in our Donda, close to home, just outside Auchenhalrig, near Spey Bay. The forecast is not so nice, so we're taking advantage of this windless period to get some video. Let's take a look around. We're in the trees again. I wanted water, but Lindsay suggested close to home and in the trees. It's kind of hard to get the light right, but there's the clouds and the mucky weather that's heading our way. We're in the trees, protected from the wind, and I've shown you around. We haven't been here for 2 years, and the last time we were here, we were over the road in that little track there. That's an unclassified road running past, so there'll be very little traffic, I hope, later on tonight. There's a few birds singing, but they're keeping themselves well hidden because there is some filthy weather coming. This camera is making it look quite light down the track. But believe me, it really isn't. It's getting quite dark. And it's only 5 o'clock, but the weather is closing in. But it is nice to be in the trees again. I couldn't have shot this earlier this afternoon. Far too much wind. It's died down this evening, so hopefully it'll stay that way. And there's something which won't be growing in the woods for much longer. That'll get removed before we leave. A plug, flex and connector just left hanging in a tree. There is no hope for some people. Time to get briefly airborne and take a look around at what we can see and where we are. And as we come into land, the weather closes the door on any more drone flights this weekend. It's wet, it's horrible. I'm not going to get the drone airborne today. But despite the rain, there's still plenty to see. At Auchenhalrig. They do say it only rains for 9 months of the year in Scotland. For the other 3, it drips off the trees. Despite the weather, there was still some birds about, with that brief look at a young robin, and this longer look at a young blackbird. As I say, there were plenty of birds to see, but getting them on film was another matter. A little patch of purple growing in the woods. Not much wildlife about with the rainy weather, so turning to botany this week. Don't get me wrong, while the weather was wet, indeed dreich, we had a lovely, relaxing weekend in the trees at Auchenhalrig. There was plenty to see and lots to chill out to on a wet and windy weekend at the end of August. Thank you for watching this week's Desmond's Donders. We hope you join us again next week for live streams, photo diaries, waffle and more video. In the meantime, bye for now.